What up, dude bros? I'm Frank. This is a video review of the Nerf BUNKRs, inflatable barriers. Interesting product, let's get into it. Included is the inflatable bunker, instructions, patch kit, and 3 play cards. I'm reviewing 3 different barriers in this one review, but they are sold separately. They're all pretty much the same, but I'll go over each of them. Starting with this one. Up in the front, there's no in-strike barrel lug. Will that joke ever get old? Not to me, bro. So these are inflatable barriers. Down here you have the little plug. You can pull it out a little bit if you want to blow and use your lungs. That would take forever. I used an air compressor. And like a lot of these inflatable things, that has this one-way plug right here, which makes it easier to pump air in without it escaping. But you can also pull that completely out if you want to quickly deflate it. See how far it's going down? And then when you have it fully inflated, you put in the final plug like this. And it's protruding like this, which is unsightly, but it can actually go in and collapse completely in to be pretty much flush. So that's the first plug that fills it up with air to give it its form. But if you're playing outdoors, there's also a water reservoir in the bottom here. So it's a different plug right here. You can open that and fill it with water, which adds a lot of weight to just the bottom. So if it's windy or if it's on grass or something, there's a nice anchor at the bottom so it stays upright. If you're using the barriers inside, I would not recommend using the water reservoir. And without wind and grass and uneven terrain, it's really not necessary. This totally stands up on its own. So air intake, water intake, that's pretty much the only stuff that's functional on these things. Up on the top of each of them, you have this little crevice, which can be used to toss darts into if you'd like to. Or if you're playing capture the flag and you have like a ball or whatever your flag is, you can totally set it up on top of the pylon and that'd be pretty cool. So cosmetically, this one's green and it's shaped like a can. This one's blue and it's shaped more like a box. It's a bit more squared off. And they're slightly different heights and slightly different widths. And this one's white and orange and it's actually a cone shape. So it slants up. It's tapered like this. So that's all of the information I think I can give you. This is kind of a weird review for me. I put these units up on my chronograph. No, I'm just kidding. So on to my personal opinion. Overall, I'm pretty satisfied with these products. I inflated these about 3 months ago when I originally purchased them and they barely lost any air at all. I did top them off for the review because they look way better fully inflated, but they only lost a little bit and they're still totally rigid and they could stand up on their own. However, the point of having an inflatable barrier is so you can deflate it and make it much smaller when you're done playing. I just left them inflated for a few months just as like a testing procedure to see what would happen. And I'm pleasantly surprised. They didn't lose much air. And if you pop one or you cut it and it's not able to hold air anymore, each one does include a patch kit so you can fix that. So overall, for 10 bucks a pop, they do what they advertise and they work pretty well. I think these would be much better for a large-scale outdoor Nerf war as opposed to an indoor Nerf war. If you're indoors, you can always move around your couch, build a blanket for it. You can build nice barriers that are much larger and more complex than these for almost no money. Use stuff that you have in your house to build barriers. If you're going outdoors, though, you can't necessarily build a couch fort. If you're an adult outdoor Nerfer, however, these things are pretty small and I actually cannot conceal myself behind one of them. I'm 6'4", 210 pounds. It's not designed for someone of my size, but I'm just pointing that out. If you're looking for a quick inflatable fort that's really no hassle and it's just going to do the job, I would definitely consider checking these out. But they are 10 bucks a pop and you'll need quite a few for an array of targets. If you have some ingenuity and you like to build stuff, you can build PVC forts for much less money. PVC and tarps, you can configure those in any way you want. It's a little less wind resistant, but it's way cheaper at scale. But overall, pretty satisfied with these. I had a number of requests for this review, so there it is. If you're interested in purchasing one of these, I'll put a buy link in the description box below. That concludes this video review. Thanks so much for watching, bros, and as always, stay tactical.